Hello guys, and happy Tuesday to all of you sunshiny faces. So guys, I got all of the planned videos already edited and uploaded for today, all the ones that I wanted to get accomplished. So there won't be any delay in the next 24 hours of them being uploaded. Because they're all scheduled for every 6 hours. So I'm actually already, well actually it's technically almost 3:30, or it's about 3:30. Yeah. And so I already have dinner in the crock pot. I had one left over. Come on, Mikey, let's go. I had one leftover freezer dinner for the crock pot that I pre-made. That is cooking in the crock pot right now. It is a chicken pot pie, and it's going to have what is it called? It is right here, and it's going to have some biscuits on the side as well. And I'm planning on actually making some dehydrated spinach chips. Now, I could not find a good spinach chip recipe in the dehydrator on Pinterest. Most of them were how to make like powdered spinach, if you were using it, like if you were gonna add it to burgers or meatloaf and stuff like that, you know, or if you were using it for smoothies or whatever. So I'm not planning on doing that, but it kind of makes it will kind of end up the same way. They'll still be like thick chips, but then you like can add them to a blender or add them to a what's it called, like a food processor, and then grind them up and make them into what was the word I was going to say? Spinach, powdered spinach. Like I said, if you're using it for smoothies or whatever. So I'm gonna do it, but not grind them up. So it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to play with the time a little bit to see how they end up turning out, because of like I said, I couldn't find a real recipe online for exactly how long. All the ones I read all had different times and different temperatures. So what I'm going to use is my the booklet that it came with, which is for greens. It's $125, I think, for 3 to like 6 hours or something like that. So I am most likely going to, I think, do it for about, I'll try 5 hours. Hopefully they're not overdone, but normally the last time I've made several things, they've always turned out underdone. So I'm going with the higher end this time, hopefully. I'll do 5 hours. Plus one of the recipes did say 5 hours as well. So that's what I'm planning on. I'll share with you guys how I end up preparing them. The spinach in the food dehydrator. I did 4 ounces, which you guys can see. These are how they're turning out. They actually look, I mean, they're still obviously really soft, but they should crisp up pretty nicely. So I did the first 3 rows with the like chip like stuff, and then down here I'm just doing these. I just kind of threw them in, honestly, not totally separated or anything like that, and they kind of all punched up at the back when I put the trays in, but the bottom 2 I'm doing so that I can then grind those up, hopefully, and make them into like spinach, what's the word I'm looking for, spinach powder kind of stuff, and then I can add that to it. So I have this pretty much finished up. I just added the what's it called, the heavy creamer to it, and a little bit more flour, so that it will thicken up a little bit, hopefully. But it's basically like a crock pot chicken pot pie. So I do have to add the biscuits. Well, not add the biscuits, I'm making biscuits in the oven separate to go with them as well, which I hate opening these things. They terrify me to open. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. I seriously, it's like a Jack in the Box every single time I open one of these things. Like, if I'm doing biscuits or crescent rolls, or I rarely ever make, what's it called, cinnamon rolls, but if I do, these things like seriously terrify me when I open them. I'm not even joking. So this is going to be another little adventure. Like, I have a mini heart attack every time I open these. Now we're headed to Matthew's, what is it, his volleyball. I have a hair stuck to somewhere on my face. We're headed to Matthew's football award ceremony. And guys, I have to tell you, oh my goodness, I love the Milani nude lipstick. I think I've said this before. It is, let's see if I can find it. It is 26 Nude Cream. This is the one I use. Milani. I love it. I got it at CVS a long time ago, and I normally go over it with this Revlon lip gloss. I don't know. Oh, it is 130 Pink Whisper. That is it. You probably cannot even see it, but I go over it with that. Sometimes go over it with this Almay 200 Nude something. I don't know what it is. But sometimes with this, or some of the other Almay ones that I have, I don't know what the other ones are, but like a lighter colored one. But oh my goodness, guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so amazing. It's like my favorite. I think it's my favorite lipstick that I own. I also am actually wearing earrings for once in my life. Only because it matches my little butterfly necklace that I'm also wearing, which okay, my outfit, guys. I like it, but the only problem is with this green, I don't know if you guys can even see, but with this green thing that I have on, it's supposed to have like a little like tie thingy that's supposed to go on here, like that goes around, but I lost it, and so it doesn't look like, it doesn't fit right, like it's too puffy all over the place. So I don't know, I need to find some type of green tie for it. But yeah, anyways, guys, we're gonna head out in just a few minutes.
Nizi Fam.
Back from the ceremony, and since Matthew's a sophomore, they just basically call off the name and whatever. He comes up and he gets a little thing for his Letterman's jacket that he doesn't even have. So, what?
Right on my skin.
We'll just sew it.
Yes.
Sew it right on there.
Right on my heart. Where it belongs.
Lizzie's upset because she wants to eat food. Don't you want to eat food? No, she wants to eat food first. Eat food first. So now we are going to watch the Hawks game because they are playing tonight.
No, I'm gonna go to sleep.
And Matthew's going to go to bed. And Matthew's having
like
some of the dinner.
Almost.
Which is
It's almost
the
8:30.
chicken pot pie casserole. Tomorrow, what would you prefer, Matthew? Would you prefer that we have pizzas or the chicken stuff?
Chicken stuff.
The chicken stuff?
Chicken stuff.
So that's what we're making for tomorrow for dinner. Which means I don't need to wash the crock pot because I can put it in a little crock pot, which is already clean. Yay! Did you just see the camera was in your face, like? Oh, he so delicately puts his little head on the pillow. I might have spinach in my teeth. That's because I tried the spinach chips and I literally almost ate this entire tray already. They honestly, they have sea salt on them. I don't know if I'm gonna add the recipe or not, but it was just a little bit of olive oil and sea salt. I used 4 ounces, I think I told you guys, I used 4 ounces to make the actual chips, and then I used the other 4 ounces just to completely dry them out, because I might make spinach, like, powder to add. I don't know, I haven't tried these, maybe I'll try one. See, these taste very dry. obviously. But the lightly salted ones is like the perfect amount of salt and olive oil on them. Oh my goodness, guys, they taste so good. And they literally melt in your mouth too.
Not in your hands.
But, so I think I'm going to add the sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm going to make sun-dried tomatoes. And put them in before I go to bed. Because they're supposed to bake or whatever, dehydrate for like 10 hours or 10 to 12 hours or something like that. So, they'll be done sometime in the morning-ish. And then I'm going to do the bananas, because the bananas, I got organic bananas. They should be done, like they should be yellow, the bundle of bananas that I got by tomorrow, so that they'll be good, and then I can do those. I just think I need to make the banana slices a lot smaller than I did last time, but I honestly think I am going to eat this entire tray, all of the trays of spinach, which honestly, guys, though, it didn't, like, they dehydrate and they shrink up so much that it doesn't give you a whole ton. So, like, this is the stuff, like I said, I'm going to turn this spinach into, ground up spinach. I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow, though, because I have to get the food processor down to do that. But, like I said, when they dehydrate, you know, they shrink up, kind of like baking them. So, obviously, you don't have quite as many. But, oh my goodness, guys, I think I like them more than kale chips, if that's possible. I think they have a lot more flavor than kale does. And I don't know. Just personally, I actually think I like spinach chips better than kale chips. Which, I don't know why. Not necessarily, like, I like the store-bought kale chips. I haven't come up with a recipe for kale chips that I think I've perfected enough where I love them. I love these things. I literally think I'm going to eat all of them right now. They're so good. I'm now going to do some sun-dried tomatoes, which are going to dehydrate overnight. I'm going to do them at 125 for about 10 hours. I think they're supposed to dehydrate for, and they're not supposed to be like crispy. Let's see if I can do this in here with one hand. Oh, I did it. They're not supposed to be crispy. They're supposed to be more leathery. And honestly, sun-dried tomatoes are awesome on salads and super easy too for just like snacks too. Which I don't mind having them as like snacks. That's awesome. So that is, I'm going to make those. And then in the morning, because they should be done if it's about 10 hours, hopefully, if I don't have to add them longer. They should be done by 7 o'clock, and I'll probably be up by like 8-ish o'clock. And then I can do the bananas in the morning, because most likely overnight the bananas will be completely ripe. They're actually the bananas that are up there, which they're pretty yellow already. They're a little bit green still. There's one that looks still a little bit green, but hopefully those should be ripe enough tomorrow. And then I can do bananas. And the last thing I have is the kale chips, which I think I'm actually, so I don't have to get the food dehydrated down. I might make kale flatbreads tomorrow so that I can make kale chips then tomorrow, which I think will be easier. The spinach that I was going to use to make, or the spinach that's in there, I'm still gonna leave probably until I go I go to bed, and hopefully they'll be done dehydrating, because they're not completely like crispy yet. They're still a little soft. So if not, they might have to dehydrate overnight too, or I might just take that tray out and put it back in maybe for a few hours with the bananas or something. So I'm gonna add those, or start the timer now. So if you guys want to know how much I like that those spinach chips, this thing was full of all the spinach chips I made. It's completely empty. I already ate them all. I think I'm going to buy some more at Ollie's so that I can make some more spinach, so I can make some more. I'm probably going to end up buying like a few bags, because honestly, they were I think better than kale chips, to be quite honest with you guys. But I finished this entire 4-ounce thing. I filled it up, but it was 4 ounces I used of spinach. So, completely gone. I've got a few more vlogs uploading for tonight. I actually had 2 more. So, I got everything. Like I said, guys, I was planning on getting 4 edited and uploaded today. I got 6 today. Plus, I'm actually just going to save one in my movie file. Which all I have to do is just a real quick, like, minute or so edit and then upload that tomorrow. So I'm actually 2 ahead. So I could either just do really like 1 tomorrow, or I think 1 tomorrow. So 1.5 kind of tomorrow. Or just I could do another 4 and be 2 ahead for, you know, until like I have time when I'm behind, or not behind, but like when I need to, I need that so that I can fall back on, if it makes sense. So Felicity is making herself very comfortable on my bed. Aren't you, Bliss? Oh my goodness, guys, too. My grandma, since she moved, she has like 50 throw blankets. And so she said she didn't want this one and a pink one. This is seriously the softest. One of the softest. She has 2 really soft blankets. This is a really soft one, though. She kept the other one that she has that's really soft. It's red like this. But this one, too, oh my gosh, it's so soft. It's so comfy to lay on. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I use it like as a throw blanket if I'm in the living room. I always bring either that one or else my green one. Like if I'm warm but I want to be under a blanket, I'll bring my green one in the living room. But that one is like for if I'm really cold. So I have like 2 minutes left, I think, or 3 minutes left of this one to upload, and then that'll be it. But I'm going to go to bed because it is 11:09, so I'm actually perfectly on schedule to be able to go to bed and don't have to worry about anything, which is, you know, that's always really nice, when you can actually go to bed on time, which my goal is to be in bed by 11 o'clock, and then I normally end up watching a Grey's Anatomy on what's it called, my Xbox on Netflix for like about an hour. So I'm normally asleep before midnight, which is always very nice. So yeah, I don't have much else to say about today. Matthew's, you know, thing, like I said, was pretty nice to go to, but it was pretty much like last year. They go over, basically, it's more or less kind of, I mean, it's for the whole football program, but it's more or less for kind of the seniors because they're the ones who are graduating anyway, so it's kind of like a congratulatory thing for them. You know, it's more sentimental, I guess, for them and for the parents and families and stuff like that of the senior class than it is, I guess, for more like last year when Matthew was a freshman and this year when he was a sophomore, that it's not too, like, sentimental or anything like that. And, you know, they're not really, I mean, they're talked about and they're, you know, called up and whatever, but, like, with the seniors in the varsity, they kind of talk about them a little bit, like, they're like, oh, you know, so-and-so, he was a really good, you know, he, you know, was really good, I don't know, such and such or whatever, you know, they give a little speech about each kid, like a short little speech, but, with, like, Matthews and him last year, they didn't do that, so I can officially now go to bed, which is awesome, yay. I just saved this. Like I said, I have 1 minute left of an upload, and I can go to bed, which is nice. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I was actually kind of tired today. I didn't get a ton. I mean, I obviously got the vlogs done, which is my goal. I got my goal done, but I feel like I could have been more productive today. I was just really tired. I didn't have coffee today, which might have been it, even though I'm really, like, talkative and wide awake right now, right before I go to bed. Isn't that always the case, guys, in, like, everything? You're always wide awake right before you're gonna go to bed. Yeah, apparently that's the case. But yeah, so I'm just super excited. I'm actually going to double check my spinach, the other spinach, right before I go to bed, just to make sure. I don't want it to be overdone, but I might take the trace out. I think that's what I'm going to do. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, though, give it a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. So, bye, guys. I actually looked up for my book and was watching my dog, and, like, watching her, I don't know, like, it just had that epiphany. I was like, you know what, I really should actually be paying more attention. You know, that kind of, like, you don't want life to pass you by kind of thing. And I felt like that was kind of it. Like, I don't look up for my phone. I don't look up for my iPad. I'm watching my TV. I'm watching my computer. Like, I want to experience life more. And that was kind of why I started the vlogs anyway. You know, even if it's just more of a daily journal for myself. You know, when I talk or whatever, but if I'm just doing it for me, you know, if I have subscribers, that's amazing, that people find that enjoyable, but I want to have, like, memories for myself, if that makes sense. And so